Thursday nights are yours. Now, the watch list. What form you are in. Leigh Montagna, you brought us the Essendon, just the sag in the midfield.
Still just a watch. They're not bad, but it's not good.
And it was part of what transpired on Sunday nights. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And David King flagged Oliver in Melbourne, and that is flagging.
Hello, boys. How are we?
Good to see you.
Well.
All right, so the Hawks, the happy team at Hawthorn.
They are a happy team at Hawthorn.
Flying, fast, learning Hawks.
Yeah, well, they are humming at the moment. They're playing some great footy, and so I thought I'd take a look and a bit of a deep dive at the Hawks and see, okay, what part of their game is really standing out. And there's one area in particular that is flying over the last month, and that has been their centre bounce work and their ability to score from centre bounce. So we'll just take a look at some raw numbers. They're actually not really winning the differential battle. So they're actually -6, 14th in the competition over the last 4 weeks. But what is important is when they do win a centre clearance, they are putting maximum damage on the scoreboard. You can see there they've kicked the most points of any team over the last 4 weeks. And then I stole one of Kingy's numbers, the strike rate, that I thought would show what it looks like. So the AFL average is 93 points per 100 centre bounces. The Hawks are going at a strike rate of 160 at the moment. They've kicked 71 points in their last 4 weeks. But what is significant about it is I think this is part of their strength of the Hawks team. They are fast learners. So early in the season, and I think Kingy touched on it after round 5, they were 18th in the competition. Points differential and clearance differential from centre bounce. An area that we thought was going to be a strength of theirs off the back of last year. They were horrible. So to turn that around from being the worst team to now being the best team in the last 4 weeks is pretty significant. So I just wanted to take a look at what that looked like and the areas that are standing out. And there's been some adjustments, and there's also been some personnel change. So I remember early in the year watch list, we spoke about some players that we wanted to see get more centre bounce minutes. And at the first 5 weeks, Dylan Moore was only averaging 2 centre bounces a game, despite being the only one that had a positive ratio when he was in there. The last month, he's been in there 8 times a week. And I love those forward mids that go in there because they know how to get goal side and they do maximum damage. He's been one significant factor. The other one I wonder is if they've gone to work on the pies. So the pies, we've spoken a lot about their damage from clearance and a lot of it coming out the front door, giving that forward handball and working out the front. And the Hawks have most of these goals that we see, and the ones when I've tracked their last 11, a lot of them have been in this style, coming out the front. And watch the delivery too. So all of it has just been layups. Layups, short little lead-ups to their forwards. They're not just blasting it, which is significant. And then the other factor, of course, has been Will Day and his inclusion back into the side. So Will Day and Warple have had 16 effective centre bounces over the last 4 weeks. It's led to 9 scores. So they have been dynamite in there as well. Really love the way they're going about it. And then what that's led to, as we said, is their efficiency going inside 50. So they've been able to get really good looks, and they've gone from being the worst team in the comp over that first month at kicking a goal per entry to now sitting top 6, which has given them some of their advantage. And when you're getting, an 8-10 point advantage on your opposition out of centre bounce, it's a pretty significant start. So just one to keep an eye on. Can they keep it at that rate? Probably not, but it's been a big difference and a big factor.
You didn't even mention John Newcombe in there.
No, that's right.
Their depth of midfield, which we weren't really talking about at the start of the year.
Yeah.
It's really apparent. Dylan Moore, is he All-Australian grouping?
Yeah, he's in the squad conversation.
He's got to be in the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. As maybe Lloyd Meek. I mean, you speak about Reeves and Meek and the significance of them. Lloyd Meek's the 6th highest rated ruckman this year. 6th highest rated ruck. He's doing some great things as well. So I think that's been a real surprise, a real find for them. But they're going really nicely, particularly the midfield group. Kingy touched on it the other day. There's still issues with other parts of their game that need work, but the midfield and that centre bounce crew in particular are doing some nice things.
So is your mind open? So I feel like this week has been going, well, what might this lead to? So is this the purple patch? Or is this the sustainable? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm still more of it's the purple patch. It's going to be a great effort if they can get on a hell of a run to play finals from here. That would surprise me.
Where are they lacking then? Midfield's all right.
Defensively, still not elite to stack up defensively.
Got enough happening in the forward group.
Mid-table or below AFL average in most areas, barring what Joey's just shown at clearance
and their ground ball
stuff. So there's so much scope for improvement.
Jeez, they get those areas of
absolutely
working.
Yeah, they're
Watch
winning
out.
They're winning a lot of games on tactics.
Yeah,
and that's why we're raving about the coach.
Port's path to contention.
Yeah, this is a fascination for all of us because in August last year when they re-signed Ken, it was to win big games, big finals. Last year was the year that they were setting for. Clearly, it didn't go their way out in straight sets. So I want to get to the fixture in a moment, but it's games like this weekend and against top 8 teams, and we see his record there, that separate your top 4 prospects, your top 8 prospects, or are you an also-ran? So if you're going to make the move through the grades, you get to a point that it's put up or shut up. And when you've been there 10, 11 years, 12 years, it's not about the list, because this is your list. you've built it, you've cultivated, your method's embedded. It's about does it stack up or not. So against the best teams is really all we're qualifying now with Port. I'm not really judging their numbers against the rest because they've always brained the rest and won 2 finals in 10 years. So it's not about the rest anymore. So have a look at where they've fallen short against the top 8 teams the last 2 seasons, and that's been their ability to stop the opposition doing what they want to do with the ball and when they go inside forward 50. So I've seen Joey show that this is still a bit of an issue for them down back with their one-on-ones and some apparent confusion in role. So I want to see if it's fixed. And the only way you see when it's fixed is against the better teams. So this week it's a big opportunity, isn't it? And they got the GWS Giants, but they're on the road. It's hard to win on the road, we know. But I want to have a look at the games remaining, right? I've just broken them up, and I'll get you to have a bit of fun with me here, Robbo, if you can. Rather than me go down alone, let's bring a couple with us. These are the games that I think they should win. They should beat those 4. If they are a top 4 team, they should beat those teams on the screen there. Now, there's a block of other games that is incredibly tough when you look at the fixture upcoming. You can see there. So they've got to win to finish top 4, probably 15 to 16 games. 15 wins over the last decade gets you top four 4 times out of 10 years. It's probably likely to be 16. Okay, so that's where we sit. So to do that, they've got to win 4 of those games. Do they get them is the big question. So Giants this week, away, yes or no?
No.
Brisbane at home in Adelaide?
Yes.
Suns away?
No.
Carlton away in MCG?
No.
No. Sydney?
No.
Melbourne away?
Yes.
Fremantle in Perth?
Oh, that's a big round, 20.
round 24.
Big round, 24.
Might be the one that decides
So
it.
even if you give it to them, there's 3. So this is what we're talking about. This week becomes critical. And then if they don't get that, then we're going to roll into the Brisbane game. So these are the games that separate Ken from the rest. Can you get it done and show that this is the group? This is the midfield that can do it.